Hi, it's Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Friday, May 22nd, 2026. Well, this may be one of the stranger days of the year. Of course, this is kind of what Jim Morrison was talking about when he said, "Strange days have found us." That is because the sun at 1 moving to 2 degrees of let's communicate and socialize and exercise our intellects. Air sign Gemini today is exactly conjoined to Uranus, the planet of sudden change, often chaos, freedom from the known. The combination of Sun and Uranus is revolution. And anything can happen sort of a day today. That occurs early, 7:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:26 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:26 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So it could be a very disruptive day or a very inspirational day. Take your pick. It just kind of depends on where it is in your chart and what's going on around you. We are just in the wake, of course, of the predawn Venus-square-Neptune transit, highly creative and imaginative, not great for reality checks, but very good for imagination and creativity. I just did I'm in a studio right now where I recorded a spoken word version and a musical accompaniment of my poem, The Lotus and the Dawn, A Pilgrimage into the Light. That book will be out shortly. But I took advantage of this Venus-square-Neptune energy. But that's going on, and it is just kind of fantasy and creativity and imagination kind of time, along with Sun conjoining Uranus. Who knows what's going to happen today? Not only that, if you order right now, you'll also get Mercury, planet of communication, at 11 degrees of Gemini, in a harmonious 60 degrees sextile to Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure. This is actually pretty good for thinking in stabilizing terms and getting things done. That occurs 11:03 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 2:03 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 7:03 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. You'll notice I have yet to mention the moon. Well, the moon today is in the mid to late degrees of grand and glorious fire sign Leo. You know I'm always in the gold when the moon is in Leo because the sun rules Leo and gold is associated with the sun. Well, the moon today is completely unaspected, meaning it's void of course for the entire day. Yes, in the evening, late evening, it makes a harmonious flowing trine from 28 degrees of Leo to Chiron, called the wounded healer, at 28 degrees of Aries, but Chiron is not considered a major planet, so we don't count that. The moon is still void of course. When the moon is void of course in any sign, it's basically not a day to start things because things tend to fall flat. You combine that with Sun conjunct Uranus, Venus square Neptune, this is likely to be a very confusing day, so easy does it today. The moon finally does move into Virgo, the practical and hyper-organized and service-oriented earth sign of Virgo during the overnight hours tonight. But this is likely to be a very strange day indeed. So easy does it today. I'm Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. Now, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it on my website, starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy today, no matter what. Strange days have found us.